Welcome back to Learn Responsive Design on Codecademy. We're in the Sizing Elements section. This is the REM lesson. And it says, the second relative unit of measurement in CSS is the REM, coded as REM. REM stands for root M. It acts similar to M, but instead of checking parent elements to size font, it checks the root element. The root element is the HTML tag. Most browsers set the font size of HTML to 16 pixels, so by default REM measurements will be compared to that value. To set a different font size for the root element, you can add a CSS rule. And here we apply to the HTML the font size that we want. The H1 will then be compared to the 20 pixels. So double it. In the example above, the font size of the root element, HTML, is set to 20 pixels. All subsequent REM measurements will now be compared to that value, and the size of H1 elements in the example will be 40 pixels. One advantage of using REMs is that all elements are compared to the same font size value, making it easy to predict how large or small fonts will appear. If you're interested in sizing elements consistently across an entire website, the REM measurement is the best unit for the job. If you're interested in sizing elements in comparison to other elements nearby, then the M unit would be better suited for the job. So the instructions. In style.css, add a new rule on line 3 that sets the font size of the root element to 16 pixels. So if we come over here, we're already in styles. So we want to add a new row on line 3 here. And all they want us to do is set the root font size to 16 pixels. The root, we just found out, is the HTML tag. So in it, we just want to set the font, and we're setting it to 16 pixels. So if I zoom out of here, run that, we passed our first challenge. Secondly, let's update the font sizes you set in the previous exercise to use REM instead of M. So come over here. It says first change the font size in banner H1 to 3.75 REM. So here's the ID banner, but they're saying the ID banner H1, which is here. And we want to change the font size to 3.75 REM. So here, 3.75 REM. Let's run this. So we did pass that test. 3, set the font size in the class post heading H2 to 1.875 REM. So let's look for that. We see post H2. We want to change this to 1.875 REM. Run this. We pass that. Set font in post H3. So here 1.125 REM. Run it. So finally we're going to set the font size of the footer, which is down here, to 1.125 REM. So we look for footer, which is here. We want to set this font size to 1.125 REM. Zoom out. Run this. And now we look down, it's a little bit bigger, and that's looking a lot better. Now it changes relative to our root element. So that is it for this lesson dealing with the REM unit values. I'll see you guys on the next lesson.